and let you see how beautiful it is. So there you go. So I'm going to talk to you about nutrient-dense food. You go into the grocery stores and you see piles and piles of beautiful, beautiful fruit and vegetables. Well, the problem is that sometimes, if you remember back to when you were a child, some of you that are older, you might have seen lots of a fruit, plastic fruit in a bowl on the table. It was a design, a decoration. That's sometimes what we should think about some of the fruits and vegetables in the produce store. As early as the 1940s, scientists were seeing that some of the minerals were being depleted out of the ground, and now it's so much worse than it used to. And combine that with great big growers using hybrid seeds for high yield, and using pesticides and using the things that they do in order to grow, then we have these beautiful plastic fruits that are there that do not give us the fruits and vegetables, all the nutrients and the micronutrients that it is that we need. They give us some, but not nearly what we need now. So what can we do about that? Well, one of the things is we can buy local and buy organic. Know where your food source is. Know what they've done to plant them and grow them. And then we can also, when you are cooking them, add a little bit of the good fat to them, and that will help bring some of the nutrients into that. It's very important that when we do plant, that we plant our food in soil that has been amended by something that we have amended it with, that we know about. And that's why we use Elliot Coleman's his soil recipe for planting your blocks. And we use a fertilizer, which is called Complete Organic Fertilizer by Steve Solomon. And it's just important that you make sure that when you are planting your vegetables, that you are not part of the problem, and that the vegetables that you are planting are full of good nutrients. So today, I want to challenge you to have the food that you eat be more nutrient dense by buying local, by buying heirlooms, and by knowing what their sources are, and adding supplements to your soil when you are growing. And that is my Nutrition 101 spot for the day.
For today's exercise ditty, I'm going to do something you normally don't expect a personal trainer to do. I'm going to tell you, don't overtrain. Take it easy. Reason I'm telling you this, after you've been exercising for a while, you start feeling great, fantastic, kind of like that 18-year-old that you remember from just a couple years ago. And you set some big goals. Maybe I'm going to run a half marathon or a full marathon, a triathlon, and the time frame to get ready is kind of short, so you got to get in really intense about this, and you start setting some big goals, working really hard. Then you start to lose interest, energy. You become anxious, irritable. You don't want to eat. I don't know. There's a large number of symptoms, but things aren't the same. And a lot of the symptoms are something similar to the symptoms of depression. It's very real. Overtraining is going to damage you. It's going to cause you to have some problems. So be very careful about doing it. There's a lot of tricks to avoid doing it. One of them is called periodization model. It's a training model to where you may do a couple of intense days, and then you do the same number of easy days. You don't want to overdo. Overdoing can hurt you more than that training could ever begin to help you. It can set you way back. It can cripple you permanently. It can cause you to want to quit. Don't do it. That's my trainee ditty for today.
Hello, we're going to make creamy cauliflower and leek soup. Now the thing that makes it creamy when we're all done is an emulsifier, where you take it and you put it in and make it all creamy. We personally like to taste our cauliflower and our leeks, so we do not do this. But just know that this is what makes it, if you're having a potato leek soup, or in this case, a cauliflower leek soup, that you can use an emulsifier when you're all done to make it nice and creamy. So that said, we are starting with 6 cups of chicken broth and stock. And this we made ourselves from a chicken that we processed and cooked. And I have a full head of cauliflower, and it's all broken into pieces, and it's going into here, and 4 cloves of garlic. So that's all going in there. And then what we're going to do is bring this to a boil and simmer it at a nice little roll for 30 minutes. So that is going to start cooking. While that's cooking, over in this pan, I'm going to take, and what I've done earlier is I had a bunch of pork fat from a pig that we had, and I have rendered that fat into this pan and a lot of it into here. So I'm going to put some of this in here, and inside of this skillet, we are going to put in a full leek. That's a very large leek. And a very large carrot. And those are going to cook down for about 20 minutes. So this is going to cook for 30 minutes, and this is going to cook for 20 minutes. And we'll be back. All right, it's been 20 minutes on the vegetables, and that's been turned off, and 30 minutes on the cauliflower. So I am going to do an emulsifier because I want to try it. I think it'll be good. So we're going to turn it on and see what it does. And this is going to make it thicker and just make the creaminess of it. I'll probably still leave some lumps because we really like lumps. But this will act as a starch for it too. And do a little bit more. Next, we're going to add the vegetables in. My cast iron is a great pan, but it's really heavy. All right, so I'm putting all of this in and going to stir it all together. Make sure my fire is off back here. And there you go. It's ready to eat. And I'm going to, if I wasn't going to demonstrate it right now, I would let it simmer just a little bit longer to let the flavors go together. But I'm just going to put some into this pan, this bowl here, and let you see how beautiful it is. So there you go.